Hi, this is Dr. V, and today we're going to be discussing the MTHFR gene. And I've got a little treat for you because I'm going to share with you not just information on the MTHFR gene, but I'm going to share with you information on several of the methylation genes. Methylation genes are super important because these methylation genes drive over 250 different chemical reactions in the body. The body uses methyl groups like the body uses oxygen or like the body uses water. The body constantly uses them. And if we are having a deficiency in our production of methyl groups, it's going to affect so many different reactions in the body, including dopamine and serotonin production, thyroid hormone conversion, liver detox, cellular detox, mitochondrial production, and on and on. And so it's really important when we are looking at figuring out what is causing a person's underlying or what's causing a person's health issues, that we look at the underlying problems and figure out what are the different factors or influences that could be causing or contributing to the issues so that we can then address those at the root cause level. And you can't get any more root cause than looking at genetics. So jumping into the methylation genes, let's talk just a little bit about MTHFR, and then we're going to span out just a little bit and we're going to hit the rest of the genes, the rest of the methylation genes. The MTHFR gene is a gene that everybody has it. So when you hear people say, I have MTHFR, guys, this is not a disease, it's not a condition. Everybody has MTHFR. It's a gene, and we're supposed to have it, right? But what they're really referring to, that they're just, not knowing how to say it properly, is that they have a mutation in the gene. And when you have a mutation in the gene, then you can potentially have an issue where you're not able to uptake and utilize and convert the folate into a methyl group. So with the MTHFR gene mutation specifically, the issue would be that you're not able to do one of the final conversions into the methyl group. And so when you're finding out that you have a mutation in your MTHFR gene, you really shouldn't stop there. That's looking at one small piece of the picture. We really want to look at a larger subset of the methylation genes. We want to look at them as a whole because we want to see really what kind of an issue that we might have. So looking at these tests here, I actually put my test up and I also put my son's up so that we could just see for comparison how the genes pass down in the lineage. But I just want to show you right here, these genes up here at the top that I'm highlighting, these are methylation genes that are utilizing folate to create methyl groups. The FOLR genes, just to keep it really simple, these start the process of driving folate into the cell. Once the folate is into the cell, this gene does the first conversion to dihydrofolate. Then this gene drives the chemical reaction that drives the second chemical reaction. And then this one drives the next chemical reaction, and so on and so forth until you come up with the final chemical reactions that create a methyl group. So there's a whole chain of different chemical reactions that are happening with folate before methyl groups are made. And if you have mutations along any one of these, then you're just going to have more of an issue uptaking folate and converting it into methyl groups. And as you can see here, I actually have quite a big issue converting folate into a methyl group. So I have some issues getting it into the cell. I have some conversion issues as well. It just so happens that the MTHFR677T, when you have a double mutation here, it really does bear a lot of weight, about 70% probability that you're going to have an issue converting your folate into methyl groups. And this just so happened to be a huge game changer for me, where I was able to get this testing done and find out that I was in fact underproducing or undermethylating. And once I started taking high dose of methylfolate, it really changed my life. It was a game changer for me. And we see clinically that it's a game changer for hundreds and hundreds of people. And you can see here that William, my son, has many of the same mutations. In some cases, he's got double mutations where I had a single one, indicating that his father also had a mutation in that particular gene. He is in the oil and gas industry, and so understanding his genetics shows me how we can support him nutritionally to make these genes, so to speak, work better, right? So that we can give his body the ingredients that it needs, so that his body can have enough methyl groups, so that his body can, for example, detox from the toxins that he's exposed to in the oil and gas industry. If he didn't know that, he has the potential of building up toxins in his body a lot faster than somebody who doesn't have these mutations. And so the genetic testing is awesome because it really empowers us and shows us what we can do nutritionally to support our bodies. These genes down here are also creating methyl groups utilizing B12. And if we have mutations along these pathways down here, then we're having issues taking B12 and uptaking it and utilizing it to conversion over to methyl groups. And so that's a little bit about the methylation genes. Methylation genes are super important to look at. I feel like if we are trying to find out what the root cause of someone's health issues are, then we absolutely need to look at genetics, because by understanding what the genetics are, we can look, as deep as possible under the hood and figure out how we can support the person to allow their body's engines to basically come back up to speed, so to speak, and work properly so that their body can function properly and heal. And looking at the genes clinically, I can tell you that we have been able to change a lot of lives by understanding how to support people, through their illnesses. And actually, we have seen hundreds and hundreds of various illnesses reverse because we also had this genetic information. And so this is something that we do pretty much standard on everybody that we see. One last thing I wanted to address with the methylation genes is that of over or under methylation, because we do have some people that will ask about that. They will go online and they'll start seeing things about over methylation. While it's possible to undermethylate, right, which we've just spent the last few minutes talking about that, I don't believe that there really is such thing as overmethylation. Look, the body is going to take what it needs. If you give the body the ingredients, it's going to take what it needs and it's going to pee the rest out, especially in the case of B vitamins. The body will take what it needs. It's a water-soluble vitamin, and it's going to pee out the rest. The body isn't going to produce more methyl groups than it actually needs. So I believe that that's not a concern, and there are many practitioners around the world who would agree with me on that. And I hope that this brought some value to you and that you found this helpful information, and share this with somebody. And if you haven't had your genetic testing, give us a call.